Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Best free agent signing of the offseason. Former New Orleans Saint, again, current New Orleans Saint. Former Tiger Will Clapp's coming home, good enough to jump board with us for a couple of minutes. How are you, dude?
What's going on, Matt? Thanks for having me on.
Dude, it's our pleasure, man. I know a lot of people are fired up to have you back in the black and gold, man. Let's start with the obvious one, man. How did this come together to get you and the Saints here with this reunion?
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering with Kellen being hired and the staff when it got put together, I thought there would be an opportunity, and about 2 weeks ago they reached out and it came together pretty good.
How does something like that, how does that work, right? So you're in Buffalo and you're going to be a free agent. So is that like your agent having a conversation? When are you made aware? Like, it was directly with you? Would you have interest? Like, how does that all come together?
You know, I still keep up with some of those coaches and, talk to them every so often, throughout the year you play those guys and see them on the field. So you still keep a relationship up, but my agent did reach out to me probably, like I said, 2 weeks ago and said, hey, the Saints are interested in bringing you back. And then from there, just moved into dialogue until the deal got put together.
So whenever you look at the opportunity to come to your hometown again, I mean, was it an easy decision, Will? Did you look around with other options as well? Or when the Saints, made you the offer, was like, done, I'm going home?
No, it was definitely just like, hey, let's get this done. I was excited to be home. Had a fun year in Buffalo, but my family didn't travel with me last year, so I was like, get to stay at home, be with my kids. Everything about it just lined up to be perfect. Love the staff that's going to be in New Orleans, so there was like no other option for me at that point when they told me they were interested.
Yeah, man, and you're a dad now too. For those that haven't been keeping up, which is awesome, congratulations on that. I mean, what's it been like, man, for you? Just this phase of life. So it's probably been a couple of years since we've talked to you, man, but being a dad and going through that phase of life and getting to come home with your kids now.
Man, it's been awesome. I mean, my daughter loves, coming out to practice and running on the field and doing that. So, making those types of memories with her. And my son's 8 months old, so he's really, just along for the ride right now. But, we're trying to make as many memories as we can, win as many games as possible while doing it.
That's awesome, man. Will Clapp's our guest. What about your family? I would assume that your folks still live in New Orleans. What was your family's reaction whenever they learned you were coming back? Everybody
was just so fired up. I mean, those 3 years I was 2 in LA, 1 in Buffalo. I mean, the family loves, traveling and going to see me, but, every week, being able to have that support system here for me is definitely a game changer, and I'm just excited to be back in town with all of them.
Will Clapp's our guest. So you mentioned knowing the staff, right? So the 2 years you were in LA, correct me if I'm wrong on this, Will, but you had 2 years with Staley and 1 year with Kellen Moore in LA, was that right?
Yeah, Kellen was the OC my last year in LA.
Okay, tell me a little bit about, I'll get to Kellen Moore in a second, but let's start with Staley because that's kind of an unknown as well. What was it like playing for Brandon Staley? If you describe him as a coach, what would you say?
Brandon is like a great defensive mind, like super smart. Getting to do some of the scout team reps over on his side of the field when I was backing up center over there, just hearing how he communicates with the defense. He sees the game at such a high level, and it's kind of crazy how he talks about like mixing and disguising coverages and blitzes. I mean, I felt like I actually learned like a lot of stuff from him just about how defenses think when you stand by him on the field. What
about Kellen Moore? Obviously the OC the year or the final year there. What can you tell us about him?
It's by far my favorite offense I've ever played in. Not just saying that because it's just fun there, but like truly is my favorite offense I've played in through college or pros. Everything is, fast, to the point. There's not, everything has a meaning. It's not like, crazy wordy where you see something like everything he puts in this offense is like to the point. And, we just had a bunch of fun under him. I mean, that was my main, memory from playing with him in the Chargers. And I'm excited to get back to it.
Do you find him, Will, just being a younger coach, right? He's 36, youngest head coach in the NFL. Is there a relatability there? Do you make anything of that good, bad, either way?
No, I think most of it is just being an effective communicator, which he is. Like, he's very good at like laying out like bullet points every week. Like, hey, these are the expectations of the game plan. Like, this is what we're gonna do. You know, the games that we didn't have great games. I mean, he didn't like nothing went unaddressed. It was like, hey, like this is why we didn't perform to our standard. Like X, Y, and Z is the reason, and this is what we're gonna do to fix it. And when you lay those things out to players, it really sets a clear and defined picture of like how we're going to go about this.
Couple more minutes here with Will Clapp, a former Tiger, current Saint, the team that drafted him. Crazy to see this all come full circle. Also, your teammates again now with Devon Gottschall, who the Saints signed. I'm assuming, have you spoke to Devon since you've been back in New Orleans?
We played him week 18 this past season, so I talked to him on the field after that, but not since then.
What is, I mean, is there, I would assume there's a level of excitement there to get to play with your former teammate, man, but just a little bit about that relationship, y'all getting to play together?
Yeah, it's been funny. I mean, he's been a great run defender in the league for, we're both going on year 8 now, so, or he's a year 9 actually, left a year before me. So, I mean, he's been a great run defender, very respected in the league. I'm excited to get back with him. Yeah, and I mean, I think there's a good bit of Saints or LSU players on the Saints now. I mean, when I was first drafted, it was like a big deal that because no LSU guys had been there for a while, and now I think there's like 5 or 6 of us.
Yeah, so you were the first, I believe, since Al Woods for LSU player to be drafted. Before that, I think it was Devery, like in 03, 02 or 03. But yeah, man, there's a handful. Foster's another one, obviously. Like, you're a Brother Martin guy. Foster's a Jesuit guy. Y'all both went to LSU. I mean, have you talked to Foster about since you've been back?
Yeah, I talked to Foster a good bit. He was, good friend of mine in college, was a groomsman at my wedding. So
cool.
I've been, I texted him before. If you don't know Foster, he's like awful at picking up the phone. So I called him like a week before I went in to sign. I was like, hey, like, got the deal done. I think I should be in like next week. He never answered. So I finally texted him. I was like, hey, it's happening. And he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Sorry I missed your call. I'm like, yeah, bud.
Wait, so groomsman, you had the deal done for a week before he knew because he didn't answer the phone? Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, good things those who wait, I suppose. Hey man, it's one more. Like, as far as the team itself, obviously it was a struggle this year. There was a lot of injuries. There's a lot of different directions that the team could go this year. But just a thought on being here with Derek Carr, the new coaching staff, just the organization now as opposed to what it was when you left three years ago.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to see where this organization's at. I mean, we, there obviously was a high standard set, a couple of years ago, and I think this group is going to be excited to, set our own standard in our own way and make it the Saints football that people are used to seeing.
A lot of people are excited to have you back in Louisiana, man. Congrats on the homecoming. Can't wait to see you in the black and gold coming up in the fall, man. We'll talk soon, all right?
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.